What up, world? A couple videos ago, I already filled out my playoff bracket if it were to be the same seedings. I did have the Lakers taking on the Bucks in the finals. I do have the Lakers probably winning around 6 games. LeBron regaining his fourth championship, 4 Finals MVP, 17 champion to the Lakers to tie the Boston Celtics all time. And now, I'm going to see what Colin Cowherd, the host, whenever it comes to the FS1 Fox Sports show, The Herd. So let's see his playoff bracket, his reasonings, and then I want to jump in and give my take.
That means they are 99 days away.
Wait, real quickly, Joy Taylor looks like an alien right now. Oh my goodness. Whopping off with the fake wig and all that makeup looking like. No, it's funny. She was actually the host of Undisputed with Skip and Shannon Sharp back 2 years ago. She was very outlandish and out there. Crazy situation. I'm glad she's off the show. She doesn't fit with Colin Cowherd. Same thing with Kristen Leahy. I don't even know why he actually has a girl guest or kind of host. Probably because he wants more viewers to bring in a lady. But let me let me get off topic. Let me get back on topic right here. Real quickly, Lakers sweeping the Grizzlies, no question about it. Okay, so these are actually different seedings than what there officially are as of right now. So I guess they kind of switched them around. I guess I don't know how they got these seedings, but we'll just play along with it. So they have the Rockets and Jazz. Listen, the Rockets have played the Jazz 2 out of the last 3 seasons. Actually, 2 seasons in a row. Rockets have usually taken them out in 5 games each season. I'll take the Rockets to win this in 6 games. I know they don't have a starting center. They have PJ Tucker running the 5. I don't know what's going to happen with the coronavirus, Rudy Gobert, and all this going around. I know there has been butting heads of Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert allegedly. I'm still going to pick the Rockets. Donovan Mitchell and the crew don't have too much when it comes to James Harden. Plus, they've added Russell Westbrook, who is motivated to get out of the first round in 3 seasons. That's actually would be a good series, the Nuggets and the Dallas Mavericks. I think that would actually go around at least 6 or 7 games. I actually like Luka Doncic in this series. They don't really have a player that can actually take him down or lose or actually tighten him up. You're probably gonna have to throw Jamal Murray. Maybe. I don't really see how they would move anyone else as a starting lineup to go on to Luka. With KP, he'll probably be guarded by Jokic, because Jokic has lost 30 pounds and he's pretty much kind of identical, 2 inches taller than KP. So we got to keep that in consideration. Jokic lost a lot of weight. I think these 2 teams are very similar, even though their seedings are off, probably around 5 or 6 games. The Mavericks are right there. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes 7. I still would pick the Denver Nuggets. I think the Mavericks still have a learning curve with these 2 young cats. This will be the first playoff appearance for KP and Luka. So I'll probably have to go with the Nuggets in 6. If it goes 7, I wouldn't be surprised. This is not really a conversation. I could see the Clippers sweeping them. I probably will lean more into Clippers winning in 5. I will give respect to Chris Paul. He's not going to get swept. He's a pit bull. He's not a winner, but he has that energy and that motivation as a leader to win, if that makes sense, but more as a second option. But if Chris Paul is always on your team, you're always going to get the best out of there. You're always going to have belief, and he's just a rough rider. The Clippers in 5 easily. No one's going to be able to guard and stop Kawhi Leonard, let alone Paul George. And with Chris Paul, they're going to lock him down. I don't really see it. Maybe the Thunder steal one game at a game 4 before getting swept. But I see the Clippers in 5 very easily. Make this a little more quicker now. Lakers against the Jazz. Lakers winning that in 5 games very easily. If they were to play the Jazz or Rockets, I actually would have had them playing against the Rockets, but we'll just go with Colin Cowherds, whatever. Lakers and Jazz, or actually, if they were to play the Rockets, Lakers would win that series in 5 or 6, most likely. Probably around 6 to play it safe. I could see 5 games. When it comes to the Jazz, Lakers will win that series in 5, no doubt about it. They don't have an answer for Anthony Davis. I know he likes to post up more, which Rudy Gobert, could be able to deflect as well as make shots harder for them. But there's no stop for LeBron James, and especially in this era with no hand checking, he can just drive to the rim. Even though Gobert's down there, LeBron's still going to have his way of things. So Lakers in 5. I still don't know how they got these seedings because the Clippers right now are the 2nd seed, but whatever, we'll roll with it. Even if it's the Clippers or Nuggets, 2nd round, who cares about seedings? Clippers winning that series in 6 games. Could go to 5. I'm going to keep it safe again, go with 6, because I will give the Nuggets some respect in that era. But yeah, Clippers in 6, could be 5. Listen, Coward's probably going to say the Clippers. I get where he's coming from and probably the points he's going to make. If you look at it just by a roster as well as the chemistry, the fits, the leadership, the coaching, the Clippers for sure. But whenever it comes to the NBA, there's always going to have a storyline in place. I'm not saying anything controversial. I don't want to push that to where things are scripted or there's things rigged in the background. There's groups out there to where the NBA or any of these other, groups, quote unquote, talk to these star players, let them know to throw some games or something like along those lines. I always put the 2 into consideration based on that. For LeBron James's career, everything's lined up to where the Lakers will go off and win the championship. I still have the Lakers winning this chip. And I think when it comes to his legacy, if Kawhi Leonard were to beat LeBron James in the conference finals, he would be done with. LeBron's he's on the slippery slope. He's on the edge to where his career is not really underachieving as a joke. But if he hasn't won a championship in 5 seasons and you lose to the Warriors year after year, you didn't make the playoffs one season with the Lakers, then you lose to Kawhi Leonard in his quote-unquote era, that's a bad look. I think based on storyline, Lakers win this in 7 games. But realistically, I would feel more comfortable with the Clippers winning this in 6 games. But I just got to roll with the storyline as well as LeBron taking it in. Very short conversation here. Bucks winning in a sweep. I could probably see the Magic pull for one game, but the Bucks are going to be fresh off 8 games, and they're going to be motivated to get to the finals, which they lost to the Raptors. So I think this will most likely be a sweep with the Milwaukee Bucks. There's nothing to defend about the Orlando Magic. They're very young. Markelle Fultz is on the team, getting a groove for them. But whenever it comes to Giannis, no one's going to stop him in their offense. Aaron Gordon, I don't trust. He's not consistent. He's not that type of player. They don't have a true star player on their team. Just a bunch of young cats on there. It's a nice team, but there's just no leadership. There's no one they can rely on. Now, this would be a great series. This would go 7 games. Whenever it comes to the Heat and the Philadelphia 76ers, I will pull for the Miami Heat to win this in 7 games if they were to have home court. The Sixers don't have enough offense. Elton Brand did a terrible job in free agency to let alone not bring back Jimmy Butler, oversigned a big contract to both Al Horford and Tobias Harris. I think the 76ers are mentally checked out as of right now. They're looking to retool. The Miami Heat have the best offense against these two teams. This is something Ben Simmons would love to play like on the Heat style. Everyone knows their role in the Heat. And even though the Heat were successful, did amazing in the regular season, I actually thought they would be a lot better in the playoffs. So I'm still expecting them to take it to another level, especially with Jimmy on the team. Yeah, it's going to be a sweep. Kyrie's not playing. No conversation. Celtics at worst 5 games. I expect them to win in 5 games. I don't see a sweep. I know they swept them last season with Kyrie Irving and Oladipo was out. Oladipo's back in. I'll give the respect to the Pacers. Celtics in 5. Yeah, I had the Miami Heat, so if it were the Bucks and Heat, I got the Bucks winning that in 6 games in the series. When it comes to Giannis Antetokounmpo coming for a mission with their team, the Heat don't have enough experience. You have a bunch of young cats on the team. The Bucks just have a more formidable offense as well as the length. Miami gives them trouble. They beat them in the regular season in great fashion. Playoffs are a different animal. The Heat aren't there as of yet. The Heat's peak is a second-round appearance in the playoffs. The Bucks are on a bigger, better mission. I would pick the Bucks to beat the Heat in 6 games. If they play against the Philadelphia 76ers, again, the Sixers have the length, they have the height, but they don't have the chemistry, they don't have the offense, and the Bucks are just going to blow them out when it comes to offensive. Worst case scenario, Bucks in 6. I would feel more comfortable with Bucks in 5 in that series. Man, I've had a couple of videos when it came to the Raptors and Celtics. This is a very close series. I'm going to go with the Raptors winning in 7. They do have the playoff as well as championship experience. Even though they don't have Kawhi Leonard, they still have the same foundation to where when Kawhi didn't play, they had a winning record. Whenever you have OG Anunoby, he'll be locking down Jason Tatum as well as Pascal Siakam, especially when they come off. There's not going to be any mismatches for the Raptors on any switching of screens of players. The Raptors are a defensive-minded team, more formidable than the Celtics. Celtics have a great offense, but the Raptors are right there with them. We saw in the 2019 NBA Finals and playoffs, man, the Raptors had beautiful ball movement. Everyone was intact, on the same page. I would give credit to Kawhi Leonard for that championship aspiration, but the Raptors, they have something to prove. I expect them to get to the conference finals, beat the Celtics in 7. I expect Jason Tatum, he will have a couple games at home. He'll score 30 or more, get the crowd hyped up, a couple wins. I think whenever he plays away, the Raptors are going to be able to lock him down. And there'll be a couple games where he gets 17 points within that team.
By the way, the Raptors are 1-6 against the top 4 teams in the East. I think they played their butts off. But when it comes to getting a big bucket, Boston plays real defense. I think there's a real pool goal to the Raptors. Work hard, well coached. They'll fail against the good team in the second round, Boston and Bucks.
All right, Eastern Conference Finals, the Bucks against the Celtics.
Listen, the Celtics are almost there. I give them another season or two to be at least the Eastern Conference Finals appearance team. If they were to get to playing the Bucks, I have Milwaukee beating them in 5 games, at worst 6. Giannis is going to dominate in the playoffs. He had a 2-0 lead against the Raptors last season in the playoffs, then pretty much just blew it based on the defensive assignments and the coaching changes, defensive techniques, and assignments by Nick Nurse. Credit Brad Stevens. He's a new coach. He's one of the top 3, top 5 coaches in the league. He's been to an Eastern Conference Finals. But there's going to be no answer locking down Giannis Antetokounmpo. Credit to the Celtics. They do have Jason Tatum and Kemba who can hit in the clutch. Jaylen Brown at times. With the Bucks, there's not really a go-to scorer. I don't really think that this series will be as close for a couple of games. I have the Bucks winning in 5, maybe 6 at worst. If the Bucks were to play against the Raptors, I got the Bucks winning that in 5 games.
They split the right for season. I like Boston. Boston's got a better roster. I like Boston.
Wow, that's crazy. Boston. A lot of people have been saying about Boston for the past month or two. I know they're a dark horse. I'll give you credit if they make the conference finals, but for an NBA Finals appearance, I would have to see it to believe it. That'll be very impressive, though. They do have a great makeup, a great team, great chemistry, but I just trust the Bucks and the Raptors more as of right now. But who knows? It really depends on the X factors, Jason Tatum. I really expect him to be consistent if he can be, especially in the playoffs. But who knows?
All right, Celtics and the NBA.
Okay, number one, guys, the NBA is never going to make this an NBA Finals. No way, no how. If anything, the Lakers and Celtics to keep that tradition going on. I have the Lakers against the Bucks. I picked the Lakers in 6 games. Giannis usually folds when it comes late in the playoffs, especially when you're going against Anthony Davis and LeBron, which LeBron doesn't really put fear into players, but whenever you face him in the finals, you start to fear him because he has that experience. The Warriors didn't fear him because they had a superior team, especially adding Kevin Durant. But with Giannis as a young pup, kind of like in the Kevin Durant in 2012 in the Thunder, his 4th season, this is Giannis's around 6th or 7th, but for his stardom, he's around that same pack. I would have the Lakers winning that series. I don't see the Bucks actually having that formidable go-to score at the very end. It's more catch and shoot guys. Middleton will do his thing, but it's not going to be anything crazy. LeBron and AD, they'll squeak out a couple of very close games. I got the Lakers winning in 6. If it is the Lakers going against the Celtics, I got the Lakers winning that and probably I'll go again with 6 games, maybe even 5. I don't see a game 7 on that side of things. I think the Lakers can get them out very done and quick. And Jason Tatum's going to be too intimidated when it comes against the Lakers in the NBA Finals. But if it is Clippers and Celtics, you got to go with the Clippers easily in 5 games. But overall, I got the Lakers and Bucks. Lakers winning.
Doc Rivers goes back to Boston. The Clippers' first championship beat the Celtics in.
Yeah, overall, I just don't see the NBA giving a Los Angeles team a championship if it is the Clippers and not the Lakers. LeBron's not always going to win every year. I just think everything's lined up for this to be. And a lot of this is just me basing things off of kind of side story. So you can give it or take it or leave it. It is what it is. I just don't see a Celtics and Clippers finals matchup. I see Lakers and the Bucks. If not the Lakers and Bucks, I would have the Lakers and Celtics. I would not have the Raptors. The Raptors are not going to make the finals. The NBA won't allow that to happen. They need star players. Either Lakers, Bucks, Lakers, Celtics. I'm leaning more of the Lakers and Bucks. I always have, and Lakers winning the chip on that.